What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Straight Betting. Great day of hoops yesterday. Should be another great day of hoops yesterday. I'm going to go a little bit fast here because I do have work in a little bit. So I do have two official plays for today. Both are on the Thunder and Nuggets. I'm going to go over pretty much all the looks I have for both these games. Little X's and O's breakdown. Should be about 20, 25 minutes or so, maybe a little bit shorter. Who knows? But anyways, guys, let's not waste time. First of all, actually, let's waste a little bit of time. Very proud of the Wolves yesterday. Celtics absolutely balled out. Wolves, it was ugly, but this Warriors team, man, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, they don't have Steph, but this team just plays scrappy as hell. And when Jimmy gets like forced into being a first option role in the playoffs, that dude always seems to come through. So, I mean, a lot of resilience from that Wolves team. Julius Randle, man, enough can't be said about him. He's just been amazing on offense, defense, rebounding, doing the dirty work. Been awesome. Anthony Edwards woke up in the second half and proved to the world, reminded us why he is, in fact, a superstar. Super proud of the Wolves team. Boston, man, like I said, I think I called that Boston game pretty well. I'm just like, they're due so much 3-point shooting regression. It all happened. They played amazing. Yeah, so obviously the Dante play I had yesterday was not good. Not good at all. I've never seen Dante play so bad defensively, offensively. He was just checked out. It was a really, really bad bet, and it was a really bad play. Um, yeah, I did have in that other game, in that Celtics game, I ended up playing that Al Horford one when he was announced starting. He shot the ball efficiently, but had a ton of minutes, had more than enough volume to go over with just like normal shooting variance. Um, and then I also played Jimmy 20 plus points. I talked about liking his over 22 and a half. I played Jimmy 20 plus points in Celtics money line, and that came through. So cool little 2-in-1 day. And yeah, let's get into today. So let's get into the first official play. I am going with Michael Porter Jr. under 19 and a half points, rebounds, and assists. There's minus 125s out there, minus 115s out there. Obviously, take the minus 115 if you can. But yeah, MPJ, guys, look, his shot quality last game was not good. He shot the shit out of the ball. He played amazing, by the way. Played absolutely amazing. Competed on defense, shot the ball great. However, guys, he played 42 minutes. Obviously he got a boost in minutes because he shot the ball so well, played so well overall. Um, Look, man, I just think this was like an absolute ceiling game. I mean, the dude shot 5 for 6 from deep. Because of that, obviously you weren't going to take him off the court for Russ. But man, now it's winner go home. Another big thing with this is that if you look at this props madness chart, I mean, the dude played 42 minutes and only got up 10 shots. So OKC is clearly staying home on MPJ as a shooter. This is like the best defensive team in the league. They're very, very well coached. MPJ spot ups are a terrible shot to give up, even with a bum shoulder or not, and showed that last game, even though you can argue that they did a pretty good job of staying at home at him. He just literally caught the ball sometimes and like shot it, contested as hell, made it. It happens. But yeah, like I said, man, I just think this was an absolute ceiling game. If we go to the playoffs, the first he hurt his shoulder in the third game of the postseason. So I believe, oh, sorry, my bad. Yep, he hurt his shoulder in this game. He's only been averaging 16.5 PRA in the postseason. Against OKC, he obviously shot the ball absolutely terribly in these two games, which he's definitely capable of because he has a terrible shoulder, right, guys? So yeah, MPJ, like I said, I know it's a great sell high spot. I know that OKC is going to be locked in defensively. And another thing that OKC I don't think they poked at enough is attacking MPJ defensively. Right? They weren't really like hunting him like they maybe could have been. But that's definitely something that could happen. Russell Westbrook is always going to bring great defense, great energy. He's shown that all postseason, especially at home in front of the home crowd. So he's always like a wild card to play a shit ton of more minutes than MPJ. And you could even go inversely, right? A good SGP here would be like MPJ under PRA or MPJ under points, under rebounds, and then Russ Westbrook over. So yeah, guys, I mean, MPJ, like I said, hats off to him. He's absolutely battling through injuries and stuff. But look, man, he played a perfect game, in my opinion, last game, like genuinely a perfect game. And he still only got 10 shots up. So yeah, like I said, the minutes will follow when you're shooting 5 or 6 from deep when you're making everything. But what if it's 1 for 4 to start and he's getting 100 on defense? Then that could just be like a prime, like we see 26 to 28 minutes for MPJ game. And of course, like probably shouldn't expect him to be super efficient with the shoulder injury. And then, that's just what I'm trying to bring up with the sell high stuff. Like if we take away 2 threes, he shoots 3 for 6 from deep last game. He has 24 PRA in 42 minutes. And yeah, and of course he would still go over and stuff, but then he's probably seeing a little less minutes if he's not, hitting all these threes and stuff. And yeah, so look, I'm gonna sell high on MPJ here. Props out, hats off to him for competing his ass off, but I also just think it's a bad spot for Denver, right? I mean, I looked at this expected points chart from last game, and Thunder's expected points were 129 and Denver's was 109. So that's just to say like how bad this OKC team played last game. I mean, they're so damn good. They're going to be hyper locked in if Shea's making shots. If they're attacking MPJ, I don't know, man. I could see potential. I think this game's going to stay close. I do, but you could see a world where it's OKC leading comfortably, and maybe it gets ugly. You could see a world, right? So that's just like one last out. All right. Second play, I'm going with Chet Holmgren over 15.5 points. So if we go to this Denver series, we quick look at some games. Let's go to his last 3 games against Denver, or the only 3 games against Denver. So this game, he did not shoot well. So on the year, this isn't on the year. This is Chet has a 50.4% true shooting percentage. He's only averaging 31.5 minutes because in game 1, he got into super bad foul trouble, only ended with 28 minutes. This game, obviously, like massive blowout, massive blowout. So only played 26 minutes. And then this game, he played 40. I think he like sat a couple of minutes of overtime, which was strange. So I think he had like 37 ending regulation. So yeah, look, the minutes are going to be there. Absolute must-win game. I expect Chet to be like around 36, 35 minutes or so. And obviously, he's averaging 15 points on 31.5 minutes this series. But the big thing is he only has a 50.4% true shooting. And if we just like look at this, Chet Holmgren true shooting on the year. Obviously, guys, regular season is going to be much easier, but yeah, he's just like a much better shooter than that, right? Like he was 63% as a rookie, 59.9% as a sophomore. And yes, it's the playoffs, so it's going to see a little bit of a dip, but he is like shooting the ball very poorly. So yeah, his volume's been great. If you look at this game 1, right? I mean, he only played 28 minutes, shot 2 for 4 from the stripe, 0 for 3 from deep, and had 12 points, right? Like you could have easily things go a little bit better there. You could easily, see how he gets 16 here, right? I mean, shoots 2 for 3 from 3, 7 for 7 from the stripe. So pretty good efficiency, but 3 for 8 overall isn't great. And then this game, right? This is the most important one because Denver's going to do exactly what they did last game, which is just load the hell up on Shea. One thing that I realized is that they really don't respect Chet threes. Like that's a shot they're like really fine with living with. So he had like 6 like wide open threes, and he only made 1 of them. 3 for 4 from the stripe, which is good. But then yeah, 7 for 19 from the field overall. And yeah, man, I mean that's just great volume for a 15.5 line. I really do think that the shot volume is going to look pretty similar to last game for OKC. Maybe a little more attention on J-Dub, but the same thing where they're just like meeting Shea in the mid range area, really taking away his mid range, really taking away his drives. Maybe Shea is just going to be great because he's a great player. Totally could happen. But they really are loading the hell up on Shea and living with like Dort shooting, Chet shooting, Hardenstein floaters and stuff like that. So yeah, look, I think it's a great matchup for Chet. I think that he shot the ball insanely poor this series. I think he's due for some positive regression, specifically from deep. And yeah, 15.5 points feels low for him when he should be playing like 36, 35 minutes in the spot. So I'm rolling with Chet over 15.5 points for the second play. And yeah, guys, so thoughts on this one. Look, I think both teams are going to do things exactly the same, right? OKC is going to see like, all these teams look at these like advanced numbers and stuff. And they're going to see that, the OKC should have won the game very comfortably, right? So they're just going to do the same thing defensively. Jokic threes. Look, if you have something you want to pair with it or just lay the juice. I mean, he took 10 threes. One of them was a heave, so he really took 9 threes, and I guess the last one too. He probably took like 8 legitimate threes, right? But yeah, he shot 0 for 10. Man, this dude's like a 40% 3-point shooter. That's gonna positively regress, and that's a shot that teams live with. I remember the Wolves in the last year were like, yeah, we don't want to give up a 3 to Jokic, but teams will definitely live with that. So. Yeah, I think that Jokic is due some positive regression. Points for Jokic, man, they are being very aggressive on him. Like I said, Russ, I think Russ makes a little bit of sense. Just buy low a little bit here. Like I said, he played really low minutes, but for the most part, like I said, MPJ and Russ are very correlated with each other for minutes, especially with like closing the game and stuff like that. And when MPJ plays a flawless game, I mean, the minutes just aren't going to be there for Russ. So his points are at 10.5. Literally like in every single like non-injury game this postseason, because I think he only played like 8 minutes or something in that game. Every single like he's been really really good this postseason. And obviously he's someone who's probably due some shooting regression, and it kind of came last game, right? 3 for 8, 1 for 4 from deep, 1 for 2 from the stripe. But he has been really good, and we know he's going to be left wide open. I don't hate Russ overs, to be honest with you. I think they actually really do make a fair bit of sense. You could even maybe just do PRA, even though he really has not been a factor on the glass much at all. But like PA points for us, I think makes sense. Christian Brown, threes. I played his threes last game. There's some really good prices on this one, man. He got up 6 threes, but one of them was a full quarter, so he really got up like 5 threes. I think he gets up like 5, 4, 6, 4 to 6 threes again though, and you're getting a very generous price. He's a guy who is like who they leave pretty wide open. So yeah, that's interesting to me. And then the last look I had for Denver was Aaron Gordon over 2.5 assists, guys. I just went back and looked at all of his assists, and they were like none of them were like really fluky at all, to be honest with you. Like he was like he had the ball a ton as like an initiator, and like he had some very easy assists where like Jokic came off a pin down and drove to the cup. Jamal Murray pinned down. They had like an MPJ pin down too. And he had a lot of those assists that I saw in the video didn't even really look like potential assists. Like some of them were like passes into drives that were assists. He had 12 potential assists this game. And then outside of like the massive blowout game in the first game, he actually had 9 potential assists too. So look, 2.5 assists. Actually, guys, to be honest, I might go back and like play this. But as of now, it's not an official play. But yeah, Aaron Gordon over 2.5 assists is like, I think it's like a very good look. I mean, you just really can't argue with the potentials for AG here. And I know it's been like a slow postseason, but he's making a ton of passes, man. He probably makes like close to 40 passes in this game if it's close, 47, 42. I mean, let's quick go to like a passes made filter and do like, I don't know, 36 to like 45 or something. Or let's go like 35 to 35 because yeah. And then yeah, I mean, on the year when that's the case, he's hitting it pretty consistently. So yeah, look, Aaron Gordon, I think very good look here, over 2.5 assists. All right, sorry, my bad, guys. Oop, there we go. Okay, yeah. So Thunder side of things, SGA, look, man, if you want to play his stuff, I'm not gonna blame you for it. Actually, I am. Yes, his back's against the wall. Yes, he's a superstar. So it's like feels like a perfect spot. Look, the coverage he's getting is very tough, and like the shot quality of his teammates is very high. It's like so, it's Shea would really have to be efficient and forcing it, I think, to go over here, which he might because he's a superstar with his back against the wall. It's like a great spot. But yeah, man, Shea's assists and under points is like a very good look in my opinion. He had 24 potential assists last game. He's had like 17 in a blowout, 21 in the close game. Potential assists are off the charts. Rebounds for the most part have been really great too, 13. I mean, he's just guarding Christian Brown and like kind of roaming and stuff. Yeah, rebounds have been great. Rebounds and assists have just been really good. The chances are like through the roof, like 39 chances. 23 chances in a blowout where he's probably going to be like close to 40 minutes this game, maybe even more. But yeah, and then 40 chances too. So yeah, there's like some 13.5s out there, like MGM if you have that. I think that's a great bet as well. Obviously, I played Chet. Hartenstein, I don't know, man. So I kind of have minute concerns with like Hartenstein a little bit. And I think that they like want him for Jokic, but his offense has kind of been ass. Like that floater, I don't know, man. Just like some of those floaters, especially in overtime, like leave a sour taste in my mouth. And that's like something I think Denver's gonna look at and like almost try to like bait, especially like the ones that aren't in the paint, like the ones that are outside of the paint but like close to the rim, but like kind of like in correlation with the corner. I think those might be something that they bait. Dort too, guys. I was really close to playing Dort at 8.5. He's getting left wide the hell open. But I wonder, man. I played Caruso last game. He also did not shoot the ball well. 2 for 9. He missed some like egregious layups, dude. It was actually ridiculous. Caruso makes a ton of sense. I think he's like the trusted guy too. He played 23 minutes. Yeah, Caruso's going to be left wide open, and you can make an argument that they really pivot to him over Dort. So it's like I don't know who they're going to roll with. I know both these guys are going to be left pretty open, and it would be cool if you could play like a combo for Dort and Caruso. But yeah, um, other OKC stuff. That's kind of it for me. Aaron Wiggins played great in the minutes he got. I don't trust his minutes at all. So yeah, those are my thoughts on OKC. They're gonna absolutely load up on Shea. Other people are gonna benefit. Like I said, I played Chet just because like they kind of are disrespecting him and like the cutting lanes were just they have to overhelp so much on Shea that they just give up a ton of like little easy stuff. So yeah, but you could talk yourself into Dort, Caruso. It just I'm a little bit because those guys you don't want to play those two guys at the same time, right? Those are like two like teams that Denver will view as a non-shooter, and that will really muck things up. So yeah, it's probably going to be like 48 minutes of Caruso and Dort, but just one of them on the court. And yeah, they both should have great shot attempts per minutes. And I kind of think that they almost lean to Caruso. So yeah, maybe like you could think about it that way and be like, okay, Dort under rebounds because okay, probably not. It's juice to sell. But yeah, kind of think that Dort gets benched. Anyways, let's move on to the next game, guys. And my main takeaway from this one is that the Cavs. So we're moving on to Cavs Pacers. Main takeaway here: Cavs are going to run a ton of zone. The two big lineup was dominant. They were dominating the glass, really punking Indy down low. Offense looked amazing, especially with Darius Garland back. But the defense was the struggle, right? It's like, okay, well, Miles Turner's picking and popping. It's like they're kind of getting whatever they want. Hallie's getting switched onto Allen, and he's getting past him or getting a pull up three. They just went. They played so much zone, and it worked so well. I think it's going to be they're going to go back to it. So against zone, obviously, you want good decision makers. It's going to be bad for Halliburton because you know it's hard to get assists in zones sometimes when you're the main initiator. It's kind of tough to get assists in zones because it's always like hockey assists and stuff. But it's like the catch and shoot guys who are going to benefit. So if you look at this lineup, um, Miles Turner, I think he could be fine against zone. Obviously, he can shoot the shit out of the ball. I really kind of like Pascal Siakam. I think he's just a smart player. I kind of like his assists. I know it's like super juiced. But I think it makes sense to put like Siakam in the middle of the zone. He has a nice little mid-range game. He can, attack the rack if there's an opening. He's just a high IQ player who can find open shooters. He's got length to make the passes and stuff. I think that Pascal Siakam at 2.5 assists is like super enticing to me. Something I might go back and play. Aaron Nesmith is obviously like a low to no usage guy. But when there's zone, I mean that's who you want to target. The low usage guys against because they're going to get a ton of catch and shoot threes. So Aaron Nesmith makes sense to go back to buy low on maybe. You could definitely sell yourself on that. Nemhard, I think Nemhard will get some like catch and shoot threes, and his threes are at plus money. And he shoots. He's like a great postseason shooter, but like you don't want to think that way. You want to kind of bank on regression and stuff. But and yeah, he's also not the most willing catch and shoot guy, so that's like another one that's a little bit skeptical. But yeah, it's like really you want zone breakers here, man. I don't think it's like Hallie. People are gonna be like, oh yeah, bounce back game for Hallie. I just don't see that, man. I mean, he's gonna have to hit threes. Like he's gonna have to hit catch and shoot threes from like other teammates and stuff. Maybe he like flukes into some other stuff. But yeah, I'm really expecting like a super zone heavy look from the Cavs. So especially when it's a two big lineup. So I would prefer to attack this angle with a starter from the Pacers just because like the double bigs start for the Cavs. So that's when they're like gonna run the zone. So yeah, Pacers stuff, like I said, man, you got to be able to beat the zone. It's gonna be tough for Halliburton, right? There's someone who likes to get his stuff off the dribble and the pick and roll and stuff like that. But the catch and shoot guys, like Neesmith, I think makes sense. Siakam dissecting the zone in the middle, and Siakam's kind of just like due for a game too, man. I got to be honest with you. He's shooting the ball really poorly, especially from like the free throw line. That's what I noticed, and yeah, from deep. Yeah, you could tell yourself on like a Siakam by low game. 27.5 PRA is a very, very low line for him. And I know he only played 28 minutes, but yeah, this is like a must-win game now for the Pacers. Actually, this is a must-win game for both teams. So hopefully we get two really good games. Hopefully we get really good minutes for Siakam. So yeah, big fan of Siakam stuff. I think I really like the assist angle, but I think you could sell it on the PRA as well. And that's kind of my Pacers thoughts. I think that's like an edge that you can attack. Is it's going to be that Cavs zone and who benefits from that because it's just way different than like a man-to-man defense, right? All right. Moving on to the Cavs side of things, man. Donovan Mitchell. I think that the Pacers got to adjust. He's just cooking the shit out of them, man. Absolutely frying them. Um, kind of really like an under on Donovan Mitchell points, and he's also kind of he's really he's really not due for regression too because he's just shooting the ball so damn much. But yeah, I really wonder if like Donovan has like sees like a super aggressive coverage or something. He's just been absolutely cooking them, so that's why it's kind of hard to read this stuff. But yeah, the rotation guys. I know that's Sam Merrill. My buddy Joel, I saw he's a Cavs fan. He said that he's on his under. Um, he thinks that he's like been like kind of a liability out there. And yeah, and another person that I think's been a liability is Ty Jerome. And I know he's missing shots, but dude, that dude is a terrible defender too, like an absolute cone. And yeah, maybe they run some zone, but you need the double bigs to both be in there. So yeah, I don't really know how I feel about Ty Jerome, if it's a buy low or not. I kind of don't think it is. I know that the shots will be there on a permanent basis for sure, but yeah, I just can't get there, man. He's looked absolutely lost, especially and like the defense too. It's like he's not a plus defender. If he comes out and misses a couple shots, I don't even see why he goes back in the game like damn near. So yeah, and I know that some of these he played 13 minutes last game, and like I think 4 of them were in garbage time. So yeah, Max Juice I believe is very safe for minutes. He's an absolute baller. Someone who's interesting. Maybe he's doing a little bit of shooting regression, but absolute baller. My favorite look though from the Cavs side of things, I like Darius Garland here, man. I really do. He looked great. I think that there's a chance that Mitchell sees a very aggressive coverage. He got into foul trouble. Like he had 4 fouls in the first half, so his minutes were really cut short. And I think that they were kind of trying to monitor him at start. Like I said, man, this is a must-win game. Garland moved great, and that's like what I like to see. Like he's had that quick twitch that makes him so great. And as long as that's there, this line I think is way too low. And I wouldn't even be shocked to see Garland play like really big minutes, um, just because of the state of the game, right? So like 22 and a half PRA feels like a great price for Darius. I mean, it's just such a low line, man. And especially in a spot where Mitchell, maybe they really try to take him out of the game. You could argue that. Um, that's very interesting to me. So Garland's probably my favorite look from the Cavs. And yeah, look, they're probably going to try to run a ton of double big. Jared Allen, his minutes are probably pretty safe. I wonder, he had 12 rebounds last game. I think Mobley had a massive game on the glass. Probably going to, Pacers are definitely going to try to commit to that. Try to keep those guys off the glass after just getting absolutely cooked. Pacers should respond here and keep this one close. I have no doubt in my mind about that. So, yeah. And Mobley, no minute restriction. So yeah, I just expect a ton of these Cavs starters, like genuinely, maybe, and then Hunter off the bench. I think is like the guy, like the other guy who's like not a liability. And yeah, that's my thoughts here on Cavs Pacers. I think that big. I expect really big starter minutes, really big starter minutes. I expect a potential adjustment coming on Donovan Mitchell. Just he's been too damn good, bro. He's been too damn good. You gotta you gotta do something at some point. So yeah, Darius Garland is my favorite look on the Cavs side of things. And like I said, I got working a little bit, so I haven't made anything official. But Siakam assists, Garland PA, those are my two looks for this Cavs and Pacers game. All right. Oh my gosh, and I had the wrong banner up the whole time. Okay, it was supposed to be this banner up. I apologize for that. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm posting it anyways. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope you guys have a great Sunday. Hopefully, we get some good hoops and see you guys next time.